Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. You're already creating reality, just unconsciously. The secret of visualization isn't a vision board. It's not writing your dream 21 times. And it's not chanting a mantra in the mirror. That's all just the surface. Visualization starts earlier, much earlier than you even have time to think. Let me try. It begins in the moment when you still don't control the thought, but your body is already reacting. Every time you imagine the worst outcome, you're creating it. When you replay someone else's rejection in your head, you're sending a signal to reality. This is what I expect. That is visualization. Not the pretty, inspiring kind. The real kind. Neuroscience confirms it. When a person imagines a situation, the brain activates the same regions as if it were happening for real. To the brain, there's no difference. Is it happening or not? It reacts as if it's already reality. So hormones start firing. Emotions start rising. Behavior shifts. Decisions follow. Now imagine you've been visualizing fear for years. Shame, lack, rejection. The script of "it won't work." And then you ask, why is nothing changing? Because it is changing. Just in the direction your focus keeps feeding. You're already creating reality. You're already visualizing every day, just unconsciously. And that's the first shift. Understanding. You're not a passenger, you're a projector. You're not just moving through the world, and you're building its image from the inside. And everything around you isn't objective life. It's frozen vibration of your inner images. That's why visualization isn't about desire. It's about vibrational presence. You don't have to believe in it. You have to tune into it with your body, with your image, with your movement, with your breath. And then the world starts adjusting. Because it always did. It was just responding to your fear. Now it can respond to your clarity. Why doesn't your visualization work? How many times have you imagined how it will be? Sitting in a new home, seeing the right amount of money in your account, feeling free, calm, alive. And what happened? A month passed, 2, a year, and you're still in the same place, with the same thoughts, with the same emptiness in your hands. So you tell yourself, maybe this doesn't work. No, it works. You just don't control the process. Because visualization is not a thought. It's an inner signal made of 3 levels. Image, emotion, state of the body. You can imagine $1 million, but if inside you feel tightening, tension, skepticism, if your body is saying, this isn't real, you're not creating $1 million. You're creating the response, I'm far from that. The world doesn't react to what you want. It reacts to who you are in the moment of the signal. Cognitive scientists say, the brain records not only the image, but also the emotional context. If you imagine something good, but with the feeling, this is not available to me, that exact emotion transfers into the body. And the body won't let you go further. Visualization isn't imagine and believe. Visualization is become it. Now. Not in your head, in your body. How would you stand? How would you look? How would you walk? How would you breathe if it were already true? That's where the shift begins. Because vibration is an invitation to a script. You're not begging. You're triggering a coincidence. You're not waiting. You're tuning like an antenna. You're not playing. You're switching. If visualization doesn't work, the question isn't the method. The question is, can you stay in that state longer than 1 minute? Not run away, not doubt, not shrink, just stay. And if you can, reality will respond. Not instantly, not linearly. But it can't not respond. Because it's made of you. Visualization is not a request. It's access. Everyone thinks visualization is a way to get what you don't have. But really, it's access to what already exists, just on another line of reality. You're not creating from zero. You're remembering. Remembering how your other version lives. The you who already did it. Already left fear. Already began. Already lives free. That version exists. Not as a dream, but in a field of possibilities. Quantum superposition says, All probabilities exist at once. Until you fix your gaze, everything is possible. But your focus is the choice. Reality bends toward where you keep your attention. Now think, what have you been focused on for the last 5 years? You don't visualize to get. You visualize to connect. To the version of you that is already there. That version has everything you want, but more importantly, it has a different state. It doesn't rush. It doesn't justify itself. It doesn't compare. It simply lives on another level of signal. And when you enter that state, even for 30 seconds, reality begins to adjust. Because it reads not the desire, but the vibration of your I in the moment. Joe Dispenza, a neuroscientist, has done hundreds of brain scans. People who entered the state of gratitude for what already exists experienced real shifts in health, money, and events, even though they were just visualizing. Why? Because they weren't asking. They were being, fully, for real. The brain didn't know it was imagination, which means the body, energy, and decisions started coming from a new field. That's the secret. Visualization isn't fantasy. It's an energetic entry point, like a password. If you input it precisely, the system opens, the script starts. Opportunities start appearing, and you simply follow them. Don't dream. Remember, you've been there before. You've lived differently before. Your job is to return. How do you turn visualization into a transition? Visualization is not magic. It's not a request to the universe. It's not pretend like a game. It's an energetic calibration that can trigger a cascade of real change. If you know what to do after the image, here's a clear scheme. 1. Don't start with the goal. Start with the state. You want a house, money, freedom, but those are effects of state, not the cause. Ask, how would I feel if it were already true? Feel it in the body, not in the head. 2. Hold it for at least 1 minute. How would you move? How would you look? What would your posture, walk, breath be like? 1 minute is already a transition. 3. Fix it in the body. Create an anchor, a posture, a gesture, a word, a breath. When you lose the state, return, not by thinking or dreaming, but by remembering. 4. Don't tell anyone. The system works through attention. If you start explaining, you scatter the energy. It turns into justification. You need holding. Inner silence is concentration of signal. 5. Move in real life as if it has already happened. This is the main thing. Not just imagining, living it. You respond differently. You choose differently. You behave like the version of you want to become. And reality starts reflecting it, gradually, but touchno. 6. Hold the state even when nothing seems to happen. This is the test. There is always a phase when externally nothing changes, but internally the melting is already happening. If you quit there, you fall back onto the old line. If you hold, everything begins to change. Remember, reality is a reflection, not the source. You don't wait to feel, you feel, and you trigger. And then visualization stops being a dream. It becomes a door. A world of limitless possibilities isn't fantasy. It has always been near. But to enter it, you need one step. Believe in yourself more than in circumstances. Thank you for being here on this channel, among those who aren't afraid to look deeper. You are the best. You are a point of awakening in this system. I wish everyone to find their line of reality, the one where everything aligns, where you breathe, live, shine. More is ahead. If this resonated, support this video. Leave a comment. It helps spread messages like this to those who are only just waking up. Thanks for being here on the channel. See you in the next video. Bye, everyone.